we will do a style that will include both backgrounds and both strokes. And we'll use the appearance panel, which in fact is a sort of a style factory. You make styles in the appearance panel, and then when it's done, you put them in the graphic styles panel. Good. I'll move both circles, so I select them both, either by click drag with the black arrow and making a selection rectangle on one part of those objects. They are both selected. I can put them there. Or if you want, select them with the layers panel. You click on the target of one of the objects, and with shift you click on the target of the other one. They are both selected. You see that I have a path that is selected here. It is not selected. Its thumbnail here is showing in blue, but it is not selected. Selection in Illustrator through the layers panel is made with the targets only. Okay, that's the way you will be able to move the objects on the left. And now on the right, I will, on another object, I will conceive, I will create my style, which will include two backgrounds and two strokes. So, let's draw a circle here on the right. Okay, so I put it here, and with the Shift and the Alt key, I draw the circle. Good. Let's apply to that circle one or the other style you choose. Okay, let's start with the style from the inner circle. It's better. The smaller one. Okay. Maybe I'll reduce here the size of that circle to mimic the way it is on the left. Okay. Is it okay for you? Okay, so now we go into the appearance panel, which appeared, by the way, in CS4. It was a revolution in Illustrator. So the appearance panel is here. Okay. Window appearance. In French, it is fenêtre aspect. Okay, what do you see here? You have one fill for that object which is selected, one fill with the pattern, and one stroke with the plain color, in my case. If you want to see the stroke options, you may go to Window Stroke or click on this hyperlink, and you have the stroke options that appear here. Okay, what's inside? It's the opacity. If you change the opacity, and if there are other objects behind this one, you will be able to make the background transparent or the stroke transparent. It is the transparency panel. Okay, don't change now. And then I add a second fill to that object. So now we only have one object, and we put a second background by going through the menu here, add new fill. This is the second fill, same as the first one, so you don't see any difference on the object. But now you will choose the background you've put on the larger circle on the left. Don't use anymore the graphic style panel. You may close it. We don't use it anymore. Don't make that mistake. You will choose for that second fill, the one which is on the top of the other. You will choose to put the same color. That's where is it? Okay, where is it? Good question. I'll select the other circle with the black arrow, and you see it is framed. The color of the background is framed in the swatch panel. So now I go back in the right circle, knowing that it is that color that I need. Okay, you have the same thing that I have here. The object is selected, the circle on the right, and you are working specifically on that fill. Okay, I choose that background color. Of course, that background color is now opaque, and it doesn't permit to the other background to be seen. Of course, you may change its opacity, and then you'll see the other background behind. But we will not do that, but you may test it. You open the fill options and click on opacity, the opacity hyperlink, and you change the opacity. Or you leave the opacity at 100 and you may change the blending mode with the arrow just on the name normal. You use the wheel on the mouse to go through each of the color mode. So technically it is possible to mix both backgrounds, but we will not do it here now. So leave it at normal 100%. And we'll put another stroke now on that object. So remember, compared to what we have on the left, now we only have one object and we are making a graphic style with multiple backgrounds and multiple strokes, and it will be applied to any other object later. Okay, so with the object selected, you add now a new stroke, add new stroke, and that new stroke will use the same pattern as I used on the other project. In fact, it is a project of a style. So that was this one, yes. So two strokes and two fills, and of course that new stroke is on top of the blue one on my example, and you don't see the blue one anymore. And you may also change the opacity of that new stroke, the blending mode, so you see both are mixing. That's quite interesting. Or leave the normal, leave the blending mode to normal and move the opacity cursor, or do both. Both can be done, both blending mode and opacity setting. Okay, now I leave it to normal blending mode and I put it back to 100% opacity. But that's just to make you understand that it is possible to do it. Blend both strokes together. Save your document.